I'm a console gamer. You should know this by now. I absolutely love my Switch, but I also really love my PS4, which hasn't gotten a lot of love recently for obvious reasons. I'm in that weird sort of mode that I get in when I get a new console. It's hard to go back to the old one and play something else, except Destiny. It's very easy to go back and play Destiny. So here's a whole bunch of games that I missed out on because of my totally irrational gaming habits, but want to dig my hands into.
Hold up. You need help with this video. This is a lot of games to cover for one guy.
You're not AJ.
I'm Logan from Fanatics 4. Bob, we know each other. What the hell?
You're not. There's 2 people in Fanatics 4?
Yep.
Are there 4 people in Fanatics 4?
No, just 2.
Well, that's just the dumbest thing I've ever heard. There's a lot here, so bear with me. These are in chronological order by release date this year, which was a happy accident. Resident Evil 7 is the first great Resident Evil game in a long while. I used to be a huge fan of the franchise up until this happened.
Mr. President!
But I'm back on board with this more serious first-person take. I'm not a huge fan of the actual horror setting. I'm more of a fan of the weird Japanese action horror. But I am a huge fan of the PlayStation VR because I spent $400 on the damn thing, so you bet your ass I'm a fan of it. As of time of writing, you can find it on Amazon for $40 and it has a Metacritic score of 86. By the way, I'll put links to all of these games in the description with our Amazon affiliate tag, so if you feel so inclined that you might want one of these games, use our tag, and it helps us out a little bit. This video is not sponsored, so I'm gonna say whatever the hell I want about any of these stupid games. Horizon Zero Dawn was a huge missed opportunity for me because it came out just a few days before the Switch and Zelda. And you know, I was a very busy man when that came out. It's also similar to Zelda in the massive open world, the melee combat, and that's pretty much where the similarities end. The biggest draw to this one for me is the unique setting. It's a primitive world where you fight gigantic prehistoric-looking robots. But it's also one of the most beautiful games to come out this year. And I would take full advantage of that photo mode. Horizon Zero Dawn is currently $50 and has an 89 on Metacritic. Ooh, here's one that I actually played, but I left on this list because maybe you didn't. Mass Effect Andromeda. I was one of the only people who actually liked this game, and I attribute that to the fact that I don't normally like RPGs, and that I barely played any of the other Mass Effect games. I think it got a bad rap from Mass Effect veterans who were expecting a little bit more. As a newcomer, I dug it. I made a whole video about it. Also, those stupid facial animations are only really terrible for like one character. They are subpar for the rest of them. It is currently just $30, which is insane, and has a Metacritic score of 71. For some reason, the PS4 version is 1 point lower than the PC version.
I'm sorry, are you always this rude to guests? Look, I didn't get any snacks, and I was wondering when I was gonna get a word in edgewise. Jeez, Bob. You know, I was never really a die-hard indie kind of guy. But then Dust of an Elysian Tale, Shovel Knight, Braid, and Super Meat Boy got my attention by being so great that I couldn't ignore them. Which leads us to where we are today. Flinthook is like the baby that Mega Man and Spider-Man never had. A 2D platformer with zipping acrobats, directional shooting that'll enable you to blast your heart out with excitement. You really feel like a badass moving around like nobody's business. Bob, believe me, I'm telling you, you're in for a good time. You might even say you'll get hooked. Man, whatever guys, I thought it was funny, alright? Anyway, it has a Metacritic score of 76. You can get it right now for $14.99. What else have you missed out on since you've been so attached to your Switch, Bob? Ooh, I got it! Let's play a game, viewers. What if I told you that I'd give you a whopping 88 levels to complete within a matter of 88 minutes, and within each of those levels, you get 88 seconds, and you could use 88 characters? You'd probably say something along the lines of, Logan, what's your fascination with the number 88? And you know what I could do with that time, that 88 minutes? You're being very selfish, and I hear you, viewer, I hear you, but hear me out. Because such is the case for 88 Heroes. Think of this game as the platforming version of Reincarnation, or maybe that's a little bit too deep. But just know each time you succeed or fail, you're brought back as another hero to take a stab at another stage. Use all your platforming skills and wits to bring down the evil enemy behind this whole entire mess. It has a Metacritic score of 72, and you can get it right now for $14.99 on PSN. Look, I don't care what the Metacritic score is, honestly. The concept is 100, I'm just saying, end of story.
Now, I'm not a huge fan of those beta/early access survival games. They're usually a broken mess with clunky controls, but they try real hard to keep the focus on one core idea that's fun, and because of that, the game usually works. Friday the 13th is one of those games. The premise is simple. 7 players control the camp counselors, and 1 player controls Jason. His job is to kill you, and your job is to escape. This is exceedingly difficult when the controls are unresponsive. The clunky controls just add to the suspense, I guess. It's a game I'd love to get a bunch of friends together and play. Well, more so PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, but that's not on PS4 yet, so for now we'll just have to settle. Friday the 13th has a terrible Metacritic score of 61. But manages to keep a huge fan base with 1.8 million copies sold as of August. It's currently $40. Superhot is a fantastic game that I loved playing on PC. I know, right? I didn't want to play it on PC. I did that because I had to. It wasn't on PS4 yet. Now it's on PS4, and it has a PSVR version that you can get together in a bundle. That's what I'm most excited about. The original Superhot is a quick little 2 to 3 hour romp. Time only moves when you move, and you have to punch and shoot your way through hordes of slow-moving enemies. This game quickly becomes challenging, methodical, empowering, and action-packed. It's currently $25 or $40 if you want both versions bundled together. The regular version has an 82, and the VR version has a 76 on Metacritic.
The expansion to one of Sony's most well-received exclusives, Uncharted. Uncharted Lost Legacy does not feature the treasure hunt we've come to expect from all these years, which is completely fine by me, no biggie, I'm a happy camper. Instead, players take control of Chloe as she travels to India in search of... like I'm really gonna tell you guys and ruin it? Come on guys, where's your sense for adventure? In Lost Legacy, you'll see some familiar faces, do some puzzles, as per usual for the case of Uncharted series, and thank yourself for choosing a PS4 and not an Xbox One. Uncharted Lost Legacy has a Metacritic score of 85, and for good reason, and it runs for $39.99.
Matterfall is a game made by Housemarque, one of the best PlayStation indie devs out there. You might know them as the guys that did Resogun. Matterfall is Resogun-esque. Resogun has you controlling a ship that scrolls sideways in an endless cylindrical loop, and every time you blow something up, hundreds of thousands of cubes shoot everywhere, just to prove that the PS4 can render a whole assload of cubes at once. Matterfall has you controlling a guy. It's a side-scrolling twin-stick shooter. It's similar to Resogun in that it's side-scrolling and there's a whole assload of cubes all over the screen. I loved Resogun, so I think I'll love this. It's currently $20 with a Metacritic score of 73. Everybody's Golf kinda came out of nowhere. It just released at the end of August and my Twitter feed exploded with everybody competing against each other's scores, and of course there was a whole bunch of shit talking. This is actually part of the Hot Shots Golf series. This is the first time it's using its international title in North America. It's an open world golf game. I really can't try to fluff it up. But golf games are fun. You gotta try to get the ball in the hole, and it's hard. It's got a Metacritic score of 79, which is like amazing for what it is, and it's currently $40.
The next one is a fairly recent game, but I still feel like I'm missing out on it because of how awesome it looks. This one is a must-buy, just understanding how different it is compared to its counterparts in the fighting genre. Absolver is unique in terms of presentation and mechanics. Wide open backgrounds, fluid movements, and spacious stages really do well in making everything feel very, very epic. No matter if it's a slugfest with many fighters on screen at once, or just a simple 1 versus 1, you'll feel like this is your moment. Everything is pieced together for you. I've always been one for 3-dimensional fighting games. Being able to sidestep is a big deal for me. Or you can just give me a dodge roll like in Smash. We'll be alright. We'll be okay. I hear the story leaves much to be desired, but honestly, we're just getting this game to beat people up online anyways. That's where the real fun is. Absolver lands a 77 on Metacritic, and we can all get it today for $30.
I'm so sick of the reactionary melee combat in most AAA games these days. Wait for the enemy to make a move, then press X to counter, and then repeat. It's an imperfect system. It feels better in things like Dark Souls or The Witcher, and hopefully, Absolver. I've already been knee-deep in Destiny 2, and I am really happy to be back in the game. It's been quite some time. Admittedly, I haven't played as much as I would have liked to, but you know, baby steps. This is my first PS4 game in like months. I'm only a few hours in, and I have to say, not much different from the first. feels pretty much identical. This isn't necessarily a bad thing considering I loved the first one, but we have new loot to get, and if anything is different, it's the story. Yes, there's an actual story here. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little emotional during the first few missions. They do a great job of sucking you into the world and making you feel like you're a part of it. That's something that the first game severely lacked. Of course, all these emotions you feel go right out the window when you have your fire team farting and burping and talking over all the cutscenes, and the slide on the PS4 party chat doesn't fucking work, and there's no quick mute button. So what do you guys think about these PS4 games? Are there any that you've been missing out on because of your Switch or for any other reason at all? Leave it in the comments below, at me on Twitter, all this other social media garbage. And I'd like to begrudgingly thank Logan, for butting his big stupid head into this video.
You haven't seen the last of me, Bob. I'll be back, you realize this. And you're welcome, I guess. But back to you guys. If you guys enjoyed me ranting over here with Bob, co-hosting today, which, thank you, Bob, check out my channel, youtube.com/Fanatics4. That's FANATIXFOUR. Fanatics4. We make a video every Tuesday and Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And that's right, today's the upload day. We got another video with Bob here. Part 2, come on over and check us out. We'll be happy to have you. And I'll bring snacks, because I'm a good host, dang it.
Okay, that's enough. We got new videos every single Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Wednesday nights is Wulff Then Live. Join us for our live podcast every Wednesday where we'll talk to you. Special note on that, we are now part of YouTube's sponsorship beta. So if you watch our live streams, you can become a sponsor, and then it says it next to your name in the chat, so your name looks pretty, and I don't know what else we're going to do for sponsors. But that's there. It's a way to support the channel, along with the affiliate links and other ways. But the most important things that you can do are just subscribe. That's all you really need. And share this video with a friend like me who has a console that's just sitting there collecting dust because of their Switch, or for any other reason. Thank you guys very much. Have yourselves a very good week.